A 24-year-old beautiful woman has been sentenced to death by the court. Before delivering the verdict, the court declared that the crime she committed was one of the rarest of rare cases. But what exactly did this 24-year-old woman do to receive such a severe punishment? Hello, I'm Imran. Since my teenage years, I believed that love was something truly beautiful. But nowadays, love is destroying thousands of lives. And honestly, it's starting to scare me. The girl you see here was responsible for the agonizing death of a 23-year-old boy 2 years ago. He had to lie on a hospital bed, suffering until his last breath. His body started to rot from the inside, and before dying, he couldn't even drink a single drop of water. Yes, this 24-year-old woman brutally murdered the man she once claimed to love. But why did she kill her lover in such a horrific way? And how did she execute such a terrifying plan? Today, we will uncover the entire truth in this video. However, be warned, after watching this, the word relationship might start to terrify you. Sharun Raj was a bright young man from Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. He lived happily with his father Jayaraj, mother Priya, and younger brother Shimon. His parents had high hopes for him, enrolling him in a prestigious private college so that he could secure a good future. Not too far from their home in the Kanyakumari region of Tamil Nadu lived Grishma. Although they belonged to two different states, geographically they were from the same region. But don't think that Sharun and Grishma fell in love at first sight. They met during their post-graduation studies at a private college. Sharun was studying radiology, while Grishma was pursuing literature. During the second year of her studies, Grishma, a junior student, met her senior, Sharun, for the first time. And at that very moment, Sharun was captivated by Grishma's beauty. Slowly, they exchanged phone numbers, spent nights texting and video calling, and occasionally went out together after college. Their strong friendship soon turned into love. According to Sharun's friends, he was madly in love with Grishma. If she faced even a minor problem, he would become restless. Once, a guy was bothering Grishma over the phone, and Sharun even went to his house to threaten him. That's how protective and caring he was about her. But little did Sharun know that Grishma was secretly plotting against him. While Sharun's love for her grew stronger, Grishma started losing interest in their relationship. She saw him as just a struggling middle-class boy. She told her mother, Sindhu, that she wanted to marry a wealthy, well-established man so that she wouldn't have to worry about money and could live a secure life. Yes, behind that beautiful face hid such a cruel and calculating mind. Grishma, just 22 years old at the time, discussed her plan with her mother, Sindhu, and her uncle, Nirmal Kumar. Together they started searching for a rich man for her to marry, and soon they found one. Grishma found a man working in the Indian army, and soon she started talking to him regularly. Meanwhile, Sharun had no clue about any of this and continued loving Grishma just as before. Grishma's family then decided that she should get engaged to this army officer. Now you'll be shocked to learn just how heartless a person can be. Without informing Sharun, Grishma traveled to the army officer's city and got engaged to him. After the engagement, she started a new act with Sharun, which I'd call the family won't accept us drama. Yes, from that point onward, she began plotting ways to break up with Sharun under the pretext that her family wouldn't approve. However, Sharun was stubborn. He refused to let go of Grishma over such a small issue. But Grishma knew that if Sharun ever found out about her engagement, things could spiral out of control. So she devised a new plan to eliminate Sharun. But what was this plan? And did Grishma succeed? Seeing that Sharun was unwilling to break up, Grishma started feeling threatened. Sharun had some private photos and videos of her, which in her mind, he could use to blackmail her. In reality, Sharun was a well-mannered and respectful man, but Grishma was paranoid. She feared that if Sharun exposed her to the army officer, she would lose her wealthy fiancé. So in her mind, the only solution was to get rid of Sharun. When the court examined Grishma's browsing history from this period, even the judge was shocked. That's why the official report described her as devilish, evil, and diabolical. Now, can you guess what Grishma had been searching for online? Yes, she had been looking up various ways to murder Sharun. She searched for how to dissolve a dead body using acid, how to stage a murder as an accident, and how to kill someone using a paracetamol overdose. The 22-year-old Grishma was researching terrifying ways to commit murder on Google. Among all the methods, she decided that poisoning Sharun with a paracetamol overdose would be the best approach. She crushed several tablets and mixed them into a soft drink before meeting Sharun. She then gave him the poisoned drink. However, Sharun survived. This failure made Grishma even more desperate. She tried again, this time mixing another medicine into some juice. She even recorded a video where she playfully challenged Sharun, saying, "Let's see who can finish the juice first." Sharun, unaware of the trap, took a sip, but he immediately stopped drinking, saying it tasted weird. That too saved him. But the next plan Grishma devised was so precise that this time, Sharun could not escape. After several failed attempts, Grishma turned to her uncle, Nirmal Kumar, for help. After much planning, Nirmal Kumar came up with a foolproof idea. And on October 14th, 2022, Grishma called Sharun to her house, knowing that no one would be home that day. The temple visit provided the perfect opportunity. Grishma's house would be empty and she was eager to be alone with Sharun. But in reality, this plan wasn't hers. It was devised by her uncle, Nirmal Kumar. He insisted that Grishma's family leave for the temple, ensuring the house was vacant. Now, any lover would feel a rush of excitement upon hearing that their partner's house was empty. So, when Grishma invited Sharun over, he immediately agreed. At around 10:30 in the morning, Grishma's family left for the temple, and by 11 o'clock, Sharun arrived at her house. When two lovers are alone in an empty house, intimate moments are bound to happen. That day was no different. After a long wait, Sharun was finally so close to Grishma, and he was overjoyed. That's when Grishma played her trump card. She told Sharun, "I have brought an Ayurvedic medicine. If we take it, we'll be able to love each other more passionately for a longer time." Blinded by love, Sharun believed her words without a second thought. Grishma then handed him a liquid Ayurvedic concoction, which he drank without suspicion. After this, they shared intimate moments, and after some time, Sharun left for his home. But what happened to him after that is something I pray no lover in this world ever has to experience. As soon as Sharun returned home, he started experiencing unbearable pain throughout his body. The discomfort escalated so much that he had to be hospitalized. Yet even the doctors couldn't figure out why a perfectly healthy young man was writhing in agony like a wounded animal. Sharun's younger brother, Shimon, knew that his brother had been at Grishma's house that day. He called Grishma multiple times, asking if Sharun had consumed anything at her place, but Grishma outright denied it every single time. Days passed, but Sharun's condition worsened. His suffering intensified, yet he never once accused Grishma of anything. Meanwhile, his desperate parents went to Grishma, begging her with folded hands, pleading, "Please, just tell us what you gave him so the doctors can administer the antidote." But even as she watched these two elderly people crying helplessly before her, Grishma's heart remained stone cold. She refused to admit anything. Since Sharun never lodged a complaint against Grishma, the police couldn't interrogate her. But then, the unthinkable happened. Sharun's internal organs started to rot. He couldn't eat. He couldn't even swallow a single drop of water. Yes, in his final days, Sharun suffered through unimaginable pain before meeting his tragic end. But in the end, when Sharun finally realized that the person he had blindly loved was the one responsible for his death, he revealed Grishma's name to the magistrate. 2 days after this confession, on October 25th, 2022, Sharun passed away. After battling for 11 days in the ICU, the persistent lover had no choice but to bid farewell to this world. On October 31st, 2022, the police arrested Grishma, her mother Sindhu, and her uncle Nirmal Kumar. However, even at that point, Grishma refused to admit what exactly she had given Sharun. But later, the truth was revealed. Grishma had used a deadly poison known as paraquat dichloride, a highly toxic chemical also referred to as methyl viologen. Although it is banned in over 70 countries, including China and most of Europe, India still allows its sale as an agricultural pesticide. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, even a few drops of paraquat can be fatal to humans, and Grishma had mixed multiple spoonfuls of it into the so-called Ayurvedic medicine she gave to Sharun. Now, you can imagine just how much damage this poison caused inside Sharun's body, literally rotting his organs from within. After Grishma's arrest, the police conducted a thorough investigation, and on January 25, 2023, they filed a detailed charge sheet against her. Shockingly, in September 2023, the Kerala High Court granted her bail, but the police refused to let this brutal murder go unanswered. They gathered 95 witnesses and reopened the trial on October 15, 2024. The proceedings continued until January 3, 2025, when the court finally delivered its verdict. Grishma was found guilty under multiple sections of the law. Section 302, Murder Section 364, Criminal Conspiracy to Commit Murder, Section 328, Administering Poison with Intent to Kill, Section 203, Providing False Information to Mislead the Investigation. And on January 20th, 2025, the Additional District Sessions Court in Kerala sentenced Grishma to death. With this ruling, Grishma became the youngest woman in Kerala to receive the death penalty, sending shockwaves across the nation. Now you might be wondering, why was only Grishma sentenced? What about her mother and uncle? Well, while her mother was not sentenced, her uncle, Nirmal Kumar Nair, received 3 years of rigorous imprisonment. However, Sharun's family demanded that he too should receive the death penalty. Now the question remains, will the higher courts uphold this verdict? But in the midst of all this, my heart aches the most for two people. Sharun's parents, Jayaraj and Priya. They raised their son with so many dreams and aspirations, only to watch him suffer a painful death in a hospital bed. They never could have imagined that behind Grishma's beautiful and innocent face, a heartless monster was hiding. Even Sharun himself, who was closest to her, failed to see the demon lurking beneath her sweet exterior. Yes, I am calling Grishma a demon, because no human being could kill someone with such cruelty. And yet even in his final moments, Sharun never saw Grishma as his murderer. Perhaps he believed she was innocent. Perhaps he thought that if he recovered, he would confront her and express his anger. That's why, despite enduring unbearable pain, he kept her name a secret for 8 to 9 days. On social media, we often come across memes mocking men's emotions. But today I challenge those people to see just how much pain a man can endure for love, how much he can suffer just to protect the woman he loves. Let this video serve as an eye-opener. Before you blindly trust someone in love, pause and think. Look beyond what is being shown to you, because in today's world, you never know who might be the next victim. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, stay safe, and most importantly, stay cautious.